My name is Amanda Hancock, and I am the Vice President of the West Burlington School Board. I'm here with Dr. Jason Wester, our new superintendent, as well as Mr. Nate Prickett, the Director of Operations. And we're talking to you guys about the vote that's coming up on March 4th for the PPEL levy. And so, Jason, what is PPEL?
PPEL is one of the buckets that districts have to use and have spending authority over, and it can only be used for buildings, grounds, and transportation and technology. And so with a district, there's multiple buckets, but we're going to focus today on voter PPEL and the uses for it and why it's so important to districts to have that bucket of money. And without it, we would lose about $350,000 of revenue. And it's something that we've had for over 10 years. And over the last 7 years, we've generated about $2 million in revenue there, which has allowed us to touch almost every part of the district, from transportation to classrooms to cafeterias to the auditorium to athletic facilities. So without that money, it prevents us from planning for the future. So we just need to have a gauge of what we have in our bucket to move the district forward.
All right. So, Nate, what have we done specifically with these monies in the past? I know.
Quite a bit, luckily. Couple projects right off the bat when we got the current PPEL was the elementary playground update, and then also a remodel of the elementary kitchen, which at the time enabled us to start cooking and serving food at the elementary, as opposed to previously where we cooked all the food in the high school and had to transport it to the elementary hours before the kids ate. So they were getting food that sat in warmers for hours. So those are two projects that we did right off the bat when the current PPEL was approved. Since then, we've done things like roof replacements, which we have several sections of roof that we've been doing yearly, piece by piece. We've purchased a school bus, two technically, new school buses. Just last summer we did new bleachers for the football and track facility to replace ones that were no longer up to code and had become a safety issue. We've done parking lot repairs / replacements, doing sections. We updated our high school cafeteria, updated our high school auditorium. The list goes on and on. We've been able to do a lot since we received that PPEL, the current PPEL. In 2016 is when the current one was voted in. So
can I just piggyback on what Nate said a little bit? The one thing that we're very fortunate within our district is we've got folks like Nate and Mac that are able to do a lot of our work without having to outsource, and which allows us to put those dollars generated directly in the facilities instead of having to bring in contractors that are not part of our district. And knowing that we have been, as you heard Nate talk, really responsible with how we're spending those dollars. We've been great stewards. You don't see a lot of flash around our district, which we know that our dollars are tight. We're stewards of that money. We work for the taxpayers, and we want to make sure that we're spending those dollars responsibly.
Yeah. As a resident, $2 million sounds like a lot, but all of these things cost significant chunks of money.
And Nate can speak to it more directly, but everybody that's done any type of an addition to their house, anytime anybody's had to upgrade their HVAC system, their air conditioning, their heating at their house, anybody that's had to put a new roof on over the last 5 years have seen those costs go up at least a third. And so even though $300,000, $350 a year sounds like a lot of money, when you're looking at $150 just for one section of roof, that leaves you $200 to do the other things.
Mm-hmm. So is this a new tax?
No, this is something that people have been paying for over 10 years. I mean, it's $1.34. All we're asking the community to do is to renew that, is to say, we're just going to keep paying what we're already paying, so the district can plan for the next 10 years to continue to maintain the buildings and grounds at the levels that the community and the students and staff deserve, but also make sure that as things develop in education, that we can provide the best learning experience for our students, but also classrooms and learning and spaces for our staff to feel comfortable working in.
And what kind of impact will this have on the district if Pebble doesn't pass on March 4th?
Well, unfortunately, when we talk about buckets of money, we can't use PPEL dollars for anything other than buildings, grounds, transportation, and technology. But what we will have to do is transition general fund dollars, which is our salaries and benefits for our staff. And so when we lose $350,000 and we have aging buildings, we are going to have to look to other sources, which would be the general fund. And all of a sudden we start talking about programs and people.
That's true. You can't teach in a leading
No.
classroom.
Nope.
And Jason, who can vote on this?
Any resident of the West Burlington community. I mean, so anybody over 18, last time they voted, if they voted over at St. Mary's, St. Joseph Parish Center over in West Burlington, if they voted there last time, I would encourage them to go out there and vote again on Tuesday.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me this afternoon and answering some questions.
Awesome, thank you.